Welcome back, YouTube family. So today we're talking about Airbnbs, the common misconceptions that I've personally had and that I had about my market when I was trying to invest into it. So first of all, let's talk about the common misconceptions about Airbnbs in my area. I've been hoping to invest into a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo type of deal where there's no maintenance, nothing involved. Nothing involved whatsoever. I just pay the HOA dues and I'm trying to find an HOA that allows you to do Airbnbs. So that came out to be a little bit more trickier than I thought it would be. So I consulted my house cleaner and be like, hey, do you guys clean Airbnbs? And she's like, yeah, we clean all of our Airbnbs. One guy manages all of these Airbnbs, the king of Airbnb in Las Vegas. I went to him and I said, hey, I want to buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo townhouse type of deal for an Airbnb. And he was like, well, you don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, why not? So he told me then about the process that he does with his Airbnbs. And one of the major things was that when you buy an Airbnb, you don't want to compete with your local hotel or your local, Motel 6s, other, places that rent out rooms, because that's just not really competitive when you try to have a huge corporation trying to, keep the prices low. And so you're trying to go there and you're trying to be competing with them. You're more likely not going to win. So he said, no 2 bedrooms, no 2 bathrooms. You got to look at 4.5 bedrooms plus, because you have groups, you have a bunch of other people, bigger families, family reunion that will come to your Airbnb and they will then enjoy it. Because when you are in a bigger, like a VRBO or Airbnb type of deal where you get a bigger unit, then you're not directly competing with hotels, because when all these people that, those 15 people that can stay in an Airbnb with 5 bedrooms, if they would need to get hotel rooms, that'd be few $100, $500 or $200 for them for one night. And so if they got to pitch in, for $700 a room, they can get it for almost $100 a night. Plus they have a kitchen, they can bring friends over, they can have, a barbecue or a pool party, something like that. So let's talk about what we went to look at. So he was so nice and sent us a listing over. This is it. It is 1856 Gabriel Drive in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where my hometown is. So we went there, and curb appeal, I was like, oh no, pine trees. I'm already struggling with trees all over, I'm like, oh no, that's crazy to look at. So we're like, oh boy, these need to come out. We need to repair the concrete right there, all the type of stuff. So then the second picture that I looked at, just from looking at it, I was like, man, it has a bunch of solar panels. So we looked at all these solar panels, and there's so many on them. I'm like, man, I wouldn't really have an electricity bill with all these solar panels. What is really, really nice? So it's located right by the strip. That's where you kind of want your Airbnb to be at. It has RV hookups. Yeah, for 2 RVs, you can actually pull your RV through one side and you can have it parked on the other side. Nice pool. The landscaping obviously needs work. Every Airbnb we're going to have to buy, we're going to have to put in work, and I'm taking you along the journey. So this is my little spiel right now where you get it. Like and subscribe so you can follow us on our journey. And I will take you across the whole journey of when we're going to go look at some more places. I will actually take the camera, look at it, tell you what I personally think. This was the backyard. Super cool. Really liked it. The backyard, palm trees, it looks nice. Grass, I'm not a huge fan, especially in Vegas with the water drought. I would, rip it out and put some AstroTurf in. It looks great. That was the best part of the house. So now we're getting into, the sheds and all these, this was a storage unit where you can have some, an outdoor kitchen or something. And it was just had a mechanic vibe to it. The kitchen interior was super outdated. The flooring was pretty all right. It's just not what people would want to rent for top dollars. And I'm trying to be in I'm hoping to get almost 90% occupancy on my Airbnb that we're going to get. But this is just crazy with the countertops weren't great. The stove doesn't have a vent. So if you're going to fry something, if you're going to have somebody with a family that's going to fry something and there's no vent, they're going to fry the whole thing and everything's just going to be inside the house stuck. It also had super low ceiling, what made it kind of feel old. The popcorn ceiling is, I can get that removed and put something, and just spray it over. But it felt outdated and it was older. So that's why you also have that little stepping thing, step down to the living room. Yeah, this was the dining room, the formal dining room. Then the layout was like a little hexagon. It was like all crazy. So I was like, oh man, we need to do walls and do a whole bunch of things to it to get it to where we want it to be, to a tier 1 property. So the bathrooms were pretty nice. I would say it just needs a little silicone, a little caulking, a little bit of paint, a new light fixture, just to give it that high-end vibe that other Airbnbs and mine hopefully can compete in. So this is the living room with a fireplace, and it's super low ceilings. I like the skylight though. The skylight was pretty nice. All these other things were just not 100% there. It felt that it was like not aesthetically pleasing. The energy wasn't there, and you're like, no, we're not gonna go forward. This needs so much work. So there were 2 real good things that I liked about it: the pool and all these solar panels. Besides that, didn't like it too much. I was like, holy moly, that's just insane with what work needs to be done at the house. We need to lay laminate, lay a vinyl, planks across all the flooring to level it out, take tiles out that are sticking up too high and just redo a bunch of work. The curb appeal also wasn't there. Concrete crack, that's going to be repaired. New paint, new light fixtures, new backyard. I don't know about the pool, how the resurfacing of the pool looked like, but they just put in 2 brand new AC units, so that was really nice. But they couldn't heat the pool because the gas pipe to the pool heater was broken, so we're like, oh, that needs fixing. So a rough estimate on my end was we need to invest over 6 figures into this place. We were looking at about $200,000 to get it to where we want it to be. So now let's come to Airbnb, the website, and look for so we're going to put in 6 guests, and we're going to try to find something in Las Vegas during that time. So when you look at a rare find for 2, we're going to go here looking at something like this. And it has a nice pool. The landscaping's made nice. It's easy on the eye. It looks pretty. They made it really pretty. It even has a little putting green. I like that. Pool table for entertainment. And I really, really like the simplicity of it. I like how it looks, and I'm okay with paying that price. But see, we're going to be in a little bit more of a higher end place because we're going to have 5 bedrooms. So we're going to be in a spot where we're going to ask a little bit more. We're going to be in a 5 bedroom, 3 bathroom type of deal. So we're going to look at something like this. And the comparables of that other one would not, when you look at these 2 pictures, the differences of it, it just wouldn't make sense for anybody else to book mine over this one. Let's look at it here, the comparison to the kitchens. When we look at the kitchen, it looks all right, but when you look at this kitchen over here, it's just so much cleaner, so much nicer. It looks more newer. It's just easy on the eye. I get a good feeling about this, and this is just old popcorn ceiling, and like, no. So this was it. This was our first round. We're going to look at a bunch of them on Tuesday, and I will take you guys along. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you for joining us, and let me know if you have any questions.